All right, here we are back again for another News AF. You ready?
I'm ready.
All right, here we go. I got to get my News AF sound ready to go. Got some animal stories here to kick us off today.
Delicious.
Okay. All right. We'll see if they're all delicious. Hey, everybody, what's going on? I'm Rob Cesternino back again to talk with you about the week's most interesting news stories for the week of August 15th, 2023, here on News AF.
If the story is buzzing like it's on crystal meth, it's about to be News AF. If the same old news makes you bored to death, it's time for some News AF. Actual, factual news.
Yeah, that's right. The News AF team is back together once again for another exciting week. Of course, back with us. He is pickleball's top influencer and Father Nature. Please welcome back Tyson Apostol. Tyson, how are you?
Good to be back. Always a pleasure, Rob. Yeah, pickleball's number one influencer. I will be influencing in Pittsburgh this weekend for the Gamma Classic. Happens every year. This will be my third year out there.
Why Pittsburgh? Why is the Gamma Classic always in Pittsburgh?
It's the headquarters for Gamma.
Oh.
They're out of Pittsburgh. So I get to go and hang out. It's actually pretty fun little town. Like I remember it as a kid, it was much different than it is now. So
did you spend a lot of time in Pittsburgh as a kid?
No, but I did travel a bit for bike racing.
Mm-hmm.
So one of the races was outside of Pittsburgh, and I saw Pittsburgh. And as a teenager, I didn't think it was great, but I think that was the old version of Pittsburgh. This is the new version,
Did the city change or did you?
Yeah, good question.
I think the city did.
Yeah.
Pittsburgh 2.0.
It's a very modern, hip city now.
Oh.
Yeah.
The East Coast's Portland?
The East Coast Portland.
Wow.
East Coast has a Portland.
What is it? Portland, Massachusetts?
Maine.
Portland, Maine? Yeah. Wow. And you're wearing a black shirt, yellow hat. You're ready to go to Pittsburgh.
That's right. I don't know what the eagle has to do with Pittsburgh, but they probably have eagles.
Probably. Okay. Of course, here with us is a man who goes on many adventures, but not to dry, boring national parks.
And never with his family.
Dan Bryson. Danny, how are you?
I did think, just got back from a national park, and I thought, I should bring my family here. And then as I was doing the drive home, which was 8 hours long, I thought, maybe not.
Just because you don't want to be in the car with them?
That's a long drive for my kids. 8 hours.
I know, but are you putting yourself in their shoes and being like, I wouldn't want to be here if I was the kid? Or are you saying that you as the driver wouldn't want your children in the car?
As the driver, technically, I shouldn't have to handle any child-related things, right? That's the navigator's job.
I do quite a bit of yelling from the driver's side.
Yes, yelling, of course. Yelling is always something you can do. But getting people food, sorting out fights, picking up spills, that's
Marlo's like,
purview.
Marlo's like, Dad, watch this. And I'm like, I'm driving.
Yeah. Like, hey, Dad, could you make me a sandwich?
Dad,
like,
look at what I'm looking on my screen right now. I can't. I'm driving.
I love that.
Yeah.
They have no concept of how close to dying you are driving
every single time.
Danny, are you all assembling sandwiches during the drive?
Sarah, I'm Sarah.
Wait, what? Yeah, hold up.
So when I'm with my second family,
Sarah is the master sandwich maker.
No, anyway, going back to what Tyson said.
Wait, he has a sister named Sarah.
I do have a sister named Sarah. That's right. And she makes pastries. Actually, she runs a pastry shop up in Salt Lake. But that's not what I'm thinking. But Liz does make sandwiches.
But what are you thinking? Why did you say Sarah?
I don't know why. Maybe
she makes food.
My brain went somewhere else. Some synapses connected. And yeah, she does make a lot of food. Actually, out of all of my siblings, they all make food, but she makes delicious pastries.
And so you've tasted her food? Her food's safe?
Her food is safe. I've actually even gone up to her shop in Salt Lake and had a pastry from her shop. So they're great. But I was going to go back to something Tyson said. And I really, during my 8-hour drive back yesterday, I couldn't help but notice just how dangerous driving really is, especially out in the hinterlands, you know, in the places that connect big cities where nobody drives, where the speed limit is like 70 miles an hour.
Everybody's driving 90.
It's highway. There's only 2 lanes. There's no shoulder. The lines are barely visible. There's wildlife crossing the road. It's, you know, and if it's nighttime, I just thought this is way more dangerous than the adventure I do in the national park. Driving to the national park is definitely the most dangerous thing I do. It's just terrifying.
Yeah.
Nothing's changed in 100 years, I feel like, other than the fact that we no longer have plate glass windows for windshields. So that's safer when we go flying through them. But honestly, it is a terrifying experience driving at night on a highway at 70 miles an hour.
Wow.
A 2-lane highway. Why don't we have better, at least paint the lines?
Like
at
one,
least...
like 1 lane, but both directions.
Exactly.
Okay.
And then the headlights, you can't help but stare right at them.
Yeah.
And everybody's just got flashlights that are pointing at each other's eyes at night on these terrible tiny roads. I just thought, as I thought about it, I became more and more concerned for my life.
Yeah.
Was there a lot of traffic?
What's that, Rob?
Was there a lot of traffic? No,
No. There's not a lot of traffic at first. Like in the middle of Nevada, in the middle of Colorado, in the middle of Utah, no traffic. But even that little bit of traffic, because you're just hoping that one car that you've seen, you know, the only car you've seen in an hour, you're hoping that he's alert. And that's a big ask because you're driving out in a giant empty highway. And as he approaches, you think anything can happen here.
Yeah. So, Danny, are you in favor of the AI driving the car? Is that where do you come down on this?
You know what? I don't think humans are great drivers.
Yeah.
At all. This whole thing of like, oh my gosh, look what AI is doing. It's causing traffic jams in San Francisco. Yeah. So what? Humans are terrible. I mean, just driving through Rocky Mountain National Park, I just thought this is so out of control. Nobody knows what they're doing. People are just stopping for no apparent reason. AI can do just as well.
There's an article that I almost pulled today about how certain self-driving cars are creating more traffic.
Yeah, they say that, but I really don't. Humans create so much traffic. Have you ever been to any major city?
Ever?
And you're like, we all know this.
Been to Pittsburgh.
In Pittsburgh, you get to the traffic where all the traffic is stopped, thinking there's some kind of like several cars on fire, and there's just nothing. It's just a rolling hill that everybody hit their brakes on, and it just backs up. So yes, although it would be extra scary if I was in a car driving across nighttime interior Colorado at 70 miles an hour, 2-lane highway, that would kind of be scary.
Well, so I think AI is going to work best if it's all AI.
Yes.
Because AI, like I saw a Waymo car driving around in Scottsdale. Like,
what's a Waymo car?
It's an auto driving car. WAYMO. They have the big contraptions on the top that are like whirling gizmodos and
gizmodos.
Yeah. And they see everything around them. And there was nobody driving, but there was a passenger in the car. Yeah. And I was like, that's awesome. But what I did notice was they accelerate. No, they accelerate slowly. They don't just like find a hole and shoot the gap like we do. And I think if you have all the cars accelerating slowly and moving at that same speed as off the line, you're totally fine. It's the problem is that like with humans, our reactions and our habits of driving are all different,
unpredictable.
So they don't mesh on top of each other. But if every single AI car drove exactly the same, which they could definitely do, then you have order. And I like that when it comes to traffic.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
I never thought of that, but it's totally true.
And this is jumping off of this. I wasn't planning on taking the show this way to start, but yeah, there was another article this week about how in driverless vehicles, there are a lot of consenting adults that are having relations in these self-driving cars, like the Waymos, Tyson.
How do they know? Are the robots telling on us?
So this, according to the San Francisco Standard, numerous people are claiming to have had sex.
Oh, well,
in the
that's different.
Yeah.
taxi.
I was
Okay.
like,
Nerdhole McGee, when he shows up, you're like,
Yeah,
what were you doing? He's like,
I
I was having
had-
sex
so
in a
I-
Waymo
yeah.
car. Yeah, right. Come on, Nerdhole.
Numerous people.
Now, if the AI was reporting, the AI would have no reason to lie about
Correct,
this. If it's
correct.
like, like headquarters, 2 people just had relations in car, must
Yes.
clean.
Yeah.
I'd be like, I believe the car. But if someone gets out, it's like, dude, just did it. What do you call that? That's not the Mile High Club. That's
You went all the Waymo.
They don't have cameras inside.
There's
So,
probably,
yes,
there's
they
definitely
do.
cameras.
They
Okay.
do. Look, and that might be part of the excitement here. So that having sex in a driverless vehicle is not against the rules per se, but there are
It should
cameras inside and outside the vehicles.
Every angle.
They say that they're for safety and maintenance purposes.
Yeah, they need the cameras inside because we all know that's
100%.
what keeps people in line is a camera glaring at you. And you're
Obviously
like, oh,
not
that's
Tyson.
behavior. That's what you would think. Yeah. So that's why I'm like, where is this footage? And I don't need to see the footage and I don't need
Mhm.
it published.
You don't
But
want it. They're
what
not
I need
professionals.
is someone from Waymo to say, yes, that is happening. I saw the tapes. I need someone to say they saw the tapes rather than Nerdhole Magoo saying he had sex in the driverless car on his way to his friend's house.
I would think at the very least the rules would be you have to wear a seatbelt in the driverless car.
Oh, yeah.
And
Those rules still apply.
don't
Mhm.
get glop all over. Like that
Yeah.
could be a rule.
Also,
Mhm.
Tyson, do you think that as people are getting more and more used to pointing cameras directly at themselves all day long, that the power of the camera to keep people in line kind of diminishes?
Yeah, for sure.
People are
It's
like, "Oh,
this is
camera's
getting
pointing at
lost
me."
in the database. That's
Yeah.
what I think about all the time. I'm like, yeah. Like even if I got my phone and I'm on my toilet and I'm just like looking at stuff and then I'm like, oh, remember how people say your cameras could be on? I'm like, me on the toilet's going to get lost in the database anyways.
Mhm.
And it's not that I'm filming myself on the toilet, but you know how Zuck always like puts a piece of tape over his camera because he thinks people are spying on him through.
Mhm.
Well, he's got secrets to keep hidden.
Yeah.
Like
I mean,
his
you
training
might be able to do
methods.
something with your Zuck on the toilet footage.
You
Yeah,
think?
send it to Elon.
I think it could be on TMZ.
But you don't think mine could be on TMZ?
I mean, celebrities, they're just like us. Here's Tyson on the toilet.
Yeah.
It might be endearing.
Yeah. I'm not worried about it.
Yeah. I mean, we've seen you on Survivor.
Yeah.
What's the
See?
difference? Right?
That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah. So
Would you take a driverless car, either of you guys?
Yes,
Driverless
100%.
taxi?
even
The
after you
second-
found out all these people are claiming to have had sex in the driverless car.
That's the only issue.
Yeah.
That's the only issue for me, honestly, like is sitting in something I don't want to sit in. But other than that, I am on board 100. I've been dreaming of the day for the last decade where we don't have to have garages on our homes or cars in our driveways. We can just be like, ding-a-ling-a-doop, here comes the car. Yeah. Summon our car, summon a car. Yeah.
Another subscription service I can be signed up for.
I'd rather pay $10 a month for that for the rest of my life than ever drive.
That would be a good deal if you could get the car for $10.
$100.
Yeah, I was gonna say there's
$100
no
a month.
way it's $10 a month.
I'm paying $100.
I do hate driving. I wonder. Yeah, I mean, they
Danny,
should,
imagine like you and I, Rocky Mountain National Park. Is that where you went?
Yeah, that's where I went.
And we're hanging out, we're having a great time, and then we're like, it's time to go. And you're like, my legs are so dead, I don't want to drive. I'm like, mine are dead, I don't want to drive. And we're like,
summon a car.
We don't have to. And then we're sitting in the back frolicking, and you're like, should we do it? I was like, there's cameras. I don't, and my legs are still tired.
Plus,
and
we were so tired.
We were so tired, like to begin with, like that would negate the whole reason we got this car. And then we just drive home. We can be on our phones the full 8-hour drive home without.
Do the cars have tearaway like butcher's paper or whatever that stuff is?
Butcher block?
No, not
like
butcher block. You know what I'm talking about? That paper.
The toilet seat safe.
Yeah.
The toilet seat protector.
Yes.
Thing.
And you can rip it off and then put it in an incinerator.
No, but maybe they could like hose down with like Purell, like
make it all like
everybody
metal.
uses, yeah.
You just make it, you You make everything like a slick surface. Like it could be like leather, I guess. Leather? No, what should it be?
That might be inviting more action.
Yeah, I was
going
to say
like metal. It should be metal. Like let's say like a
people
like a
love the
stadium
touch
chair.
of leather.
Like a stadium chair.
Just like a bench seating.
Yeah.
In the back.
I mean, that's still up to safety protocol with like the seat belts and like headrests and stuff, but all like metal slate, like and then you could spray it out. So maybe the car has like a built-in auto spray mechanism,
has to be steam.
You could vaporize hand sanitizer throughout.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, all great ideas. We'll see what Waymo comes up with next. Let's talk about some of these stories in other news that we have. So this is the story of a Michigan family that discovered they bought some organic spinach, triple washed, and inside they found a living frog in their baby spinach. And
doesn't get more organic than that.
Bonus.
A free pet, dude.
Yeah.
What kind of frog? A little tree frog?
Here, let me show you. I'll share the story. But this is look at this guy right here.
This is a feel-good story, honestly.
Feel-good story for the frog, certainly.
It's a cute little guy. Not as cute as I was hoping. I was hoping for like a cuter little tree frog.
Standard frog.
Standard frog. Dude, if that thing showed up in my house, I'd be pumped.
Yeah. So this was in a container of earthbound organic baby spinach.
Do you believe it?
Product of USA.
Yeah, you think that this could be like people trying to hit up Earthbound Farm?
I mean, or just
big organic food?
Or just like get on news story somewhere. Yeah.
Kind of like the finger in the chili at Wendy's.
Yeah, all of it.
Okay, so the family ended up returning the spinach to the supermarket, and they got a refund.
With the frog or without the frog? Because that, like, you can't take the frog.
Yeah, that's stealing.
Yeah, that is stealing.
Yes, that's true. They did pay for the frog.
Yeah.
That's a very good point. Yeah. So they opened up the package and they found that, and it was like camouflaged. This frog was good. This was a Pacific tree frog native to California, and they just they noticed it and they got a refund. They brought the frog and it was relocated to a new home by the people that worked at the store.
Yeah, feel good story. Ever since arachnophobia, where I believe that the spiders are transported in bananas, right? Is that how that works?
It ate into a dead body or something.
Oh, is that what it was?
Yeah.
Oh, man. I thought it was a banana. So I've always had this fear of spiders and bananas. Maybe we read a story.
Banana spiders. There are banana spiders, which are gigantic. Huntsman spiders.
But it wasn't arachnophobia. That wasn't the basis for arachnophobia.
No, but Huntsman spiders are also called banana spiders.
I've had this fear of spiders being transported in my bananas since I was a kid.
I do think that is legit. And more on that in just a moment.
Oh, wow.
Let's go back to this though here. So the frog, when it got relocated by the store to a new home.
Yeah.
Not heaven, right?
I think maybe first the toilet and then heaven.
Jeez.
By way of the toilet.
Okay. I would have kept the frog. What a cute little guy.
We have so many frogs here.
You do?
We're surrounded by frogs.
Tree frogs? The
all
ones
kinds.
that stick to the walls?
We've got giant
bullfrogs?
ones that are like stuck to the window. We've got like big ones that are like the size of a baseball on the ground.
Wow. Are you living through a biblical plague?
No, they're just everywhere.
Do you like them?
They don't really bother me so much, but they definitely bother my wife. And recently she had a traumatic episode where she's also very worried about the snakes here in North Carolina. And so while she was like busy like keeping her eyes on the ground looking for the snakes, she came out the back door. A frog was on the wall, jumped down and landed on her head. She thought it was a snake. She thought a snake had slithered up the wall and was waiting for one of us. And she was like just screaming. Turned out it was just a frog, but that was of little comfort to my wife.
Just a frog. That's not the sentence you say to
someone
her
screaming about a
moment.
frog.
Yeah. So would she prefer to go back to California? Is that a conversation that
I think that she's just wants to battle
nature,
the animals. Yes.
So like, let's say you're sitting in your living room and there's a tree frog sitting on one of the windows, just like stuck to the outside of it. Is she sending you out there to take care of that, or that's fine?
No, you can't really see that from where we would be in the living room. You'd have to go out to the garage, like on the garage door. That they're always like they're just like stuck to the glass.
So cute.
That does sound cute. The way you're describing it doesn't sound terrifying at all.
Yeah. And what kind of snakes?
Scary.
Yeah. What kind of snakes?
Like black snakes. I've heard the word
snake.
Copperhead thrown around.
Copperhead is dangerous.
Yeah, but which ones? Yeah, the copperhead's a poisonous one. Are there other poisonous ones? I could look that up myself. I don't know why I'm asking.
Probably
I don't really know.
Cottonmouth is probably also out there. Copperhead, cottonmouths. Probably you got some rattlesnakes out there. Maybe some vipers. I don't know. You probably got some stuff out there.
I did see one day, and there was one in the backyard one time. And
whoa, there's a lot.
A poisonous snake.
I don't know if it was poisonous or not, but it was. I mean, it could move. It was fast. It was
like there's so many poisonous snakes in North Carolina, right?
Oh boy,
it's like the epicenter of like
dude. It's like
the epicenter of I mean, the only more dangerous places for snakes are probably Florida.
There are 6 venomous snakes in North Carolina.
List them.
So I don't know if I trust this list. This is just the one that shows up in the Google.
AI.
Timber rattlesnake.
Sure.
Cottonmouth.
Yep.
Coral snake.
Yep.
Copperhead.
Yep.
And then variations of those, and then a rattlesnake.
Yeah.
How many have I done? So that seems like a lot.
I had to go and there's like woods like behind my house, and I had to go back there to go. That's like where. This is a long story, but the septic system is back there, and I was told I needed to go check out what was going on over there. I need to go
filled with snakes.
No, well, I don't know. I'm supposed to keep it maintained was what I was told, but I had to buy snake guards to go into the forest. Yeah.
Wait,
man, I didn't know you lived in the deep jungles of North Carolina.
Yeah.
Snake guards as in boots.
No, well, I had to buy boots, but I also then had to buy snake guards, which are a little bit almost like catcher's equipment. They're go up it's like Kevlar shin guards.
Okay. Interesting. I think you could probably just wear tall boots.
Yeah, look,
tall rubber boots.
My wife wanted to take no chances.
Well, let's see how many poisonous snakes I've got in Arizona. I think there's more than what you guys got. Let's see.
I'm not super worried about it, but these are not the types of things I worry about.
Yeah. Poisonous snakes.
Any Utah snakes, Danny?
Yeah. Rattlesnakes.
Yeah, rattlesnakes. Yeah. But that's easy to avoid.
Well, we only have 20. Ours are all variations of rattlesnakes, except for the coral snake.
Yeah.
So we have the coral snake, and then everything else is.
I think the issue here is that there's a little bit more of a chance that they sneak up on you because there's snakes in the grass.
With the copperhead and the cottonmouth, yeah.
Yes. You can have a snake in the grass, famously. Like a snake on the desert, you're going to see him.
Well, that explains the frogs, because something's got to eat all those frogs.
Oh, okay. Well, maybe I'll try to spin it that way, that the snakes are there to eat the frogs.
Yeah, it's a circle of life.
Circle of life.
Okay.
They're more scared of us than we are of them.
Yes. All right. So let's talk about another story. All right, Danny. All right. Here's your spider in the banana story. Okay. An Austrian supermarket had to shut down because one of the world's most dangerous spiders is discovered in a box of bananas. This was the Brazilian wandering spider, and it was potentially roaming the aisles of this supermarket and was spotted. And this spider this is where things get interesting. Okay, has a bizarre side effect that its venom can cause painful hours-long erections.
Is that
Lasting
true?
4 hours or longer.
Yes.
So
This
like
spider's
everybody's just
scary.
trying to get bit by this thing?
So yeah, the erection is a side effect that everybody who gets stung by this spider will experience, along with pain and discomfort. Well, I wouldn't imagine everybody.
Does it have to be a direct dong bite, or can it be anywhere on the body?
I think it's anywhere on the body. How many people are getting a direct hit from this spider?
know.
Look at this thing, Danny.
This
It's
thing is
huge.
scary. I don't like it. And I think the news saying,
Well, now it does live in bananas, so maybe that's like what it's going
used to
to
the
back to
phallus
its home.
shape.
Are you
Yes.
sure that you can get erection from this thing? Because I'm looking at it and it's saying that like
I'm probably never gonna have one again.
I'm
going to
say, nothing is more of an erection killer than the sight of a spider
this
near
thing,
my junk.
only 15 deaths have been attributed to the spider since 1903. There's
Mhm.
anti-venom, and the spider has difficulty penetrating human skin and
So
clothes.
death by erection has killed how many people? 15?
No, I think this is a side effect.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Probably has to do with like high blood pressure.
Yeah,
But the new saying should be instead of snake in the grass, the spider in the banana.
Oh,
Mhm.
yeah,
Like,
it does
that's a better
say.
saying.
Does say that the bite symptoms are penile erections that last for several hours.
Several hours.
Yeah.
More than 4.
Yeah. It's so dramatic that scientists are studying this spider as part of research for treatments like Viagra.
Okay, well, with how dangerous this spider is, or terrifying it looks, this guy holding it in the cup, what looks like a very small cup, is being casual with it, I think.
Mhm. Well, he's like, well, let's see.
No, that's
like,
fine to
oh.
be. That's fine. I scoop up scorpions and stuff like that all the time.
And you
No
put them in
problem.
a cup.
And scorpions, I have zero benefits like this does. You know,
Mhm.
This guy's like, I'll roll the dice.
but it
Yeah,
also
big
sounds
feet
like you
tonight.
could die without the anti venom. So it's like,
Mhm.
like how? Yeah, I would just like forego the spider bite if I were.
Plus the anti-venom, like if this causes erections, what does the anti-venom
kill
do?
them forever and ever.
Mhm.
Yeah, right. Now you're impotent.
That's fine.
Yeah. So yeah, they had to close down the supermarket.
Really, for one spider?
Look,
You never know how many are there.
You never know.
How do you? I mean, what do you do next? Close down the spider and look in all the spaces there could possibly be spiders? That's impossible.
That is impossible, dude. That is.
You
Yeah.
can't possibly find all the erection-causing spiders in
Yeah.
one go.
So the store manager called the fire department after spotting somebody spotted the spider.
Is that who you
and
call?
they sealed. I guess so. What do you call the police?
Like, who do you call when you see anything like this?
Maybe the exterminator.
Poison control,
Animal control. but
animal control. Yes. Why the fire department?
Well,
Pfizer.
you actually, I mean, because they probably didn't know that it wasn't an indigenous species. If you know that it's like infiltrated.
This is Australia.
This is in
mean,
Australia.
Austria.
This is in Austria from a Brazilian spider. That's a problem.
Yeah, you're right.
Mhm.
So you need to get the authorities on it. Lickety split. But how? I mean, in Austria, there's no spiders like that. So you have to probably just be like, that's not from here.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Scoop
Okay.
it.
So, be careful out there. All right.
Yeah,
I would
or
not let
not.
this sign
Either
me.
way.
Yeah. That is amazing, Danny, that you happen to have the banana fear, and then we did have a story about that.
But if you
I swear we've read or I've talked about or seen other stories about spiders in the bananas.
So Danny doesn't want this to bite him, but if it does bite you, Danny, will you be taking advantage?
I think I would be too scared.
Like we're in the Waymo car on the way home from Rocky
Okay.
Mountain. You get bit. We got a long drive ahead of us.
I think honestly, being bit by a spider,
Uh-huh.
especially one that looks this scary, would be so traumatic that I wouldn't be able
Okay.
to do or think or focus.
So the
So
last
Well, you wouldn't have to.
No, I know.
the last
I'm
live news
immediately-
AF, Danny ate a chili pepper.
Okay.
and
Tyson's volunteering to be bit by the spider.
No.
For science.
No, Danny is, because he's saying that the fear of being bit by a spider will kill any romantic any romantic feelings he may have that would cause him to have an erection.
I've got something to spice up our love life, and then she took out this spider. I'd be like, that's not helping.
But then what if it did help? So you're saying
there's no way I would voluntarily let this spider bite me. Not in a million years.
Yeah, but
never.
Never. If you want to prove to our audience that
never. I would never let a spider voluntarily bite me.
Even if you wanted to prove to our audience.
No, never. Dude, spider bites are scary.
Yeah.
I had a hobo spider bite me on my face once, dude.
Were you asleep when it happened?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's different than like being awake and fully conscious while this thing bites.
Yeah, but I had virtually no benefits from it. It just made me ugly, bruised my face, made my neck all sore, and then I got all these pustules on the side of my head. It gave you
a story to tell at parties.
Yeah, I don't tell it as often as I should, probably.
Mm-hmm.
The pustules is the part where everybody kind of like drops off.
You don't tell it during dinner. It's like maybe afterwards.
I'll try. Yeah,
dessert.
Maybe.
Okay.
Yeah. Dessert during like a banana cream pie eating.
So we have one more harrowing animal tale to share on the podcast today. And this is about a woman from Texas who had the double whammy that she was out and about and she was a passing.
She wasn't
hawk.
just out and about. She was
she
mowing her lawn. So she was in the middle of doing a very big task or operating machinery.
Yeah. Okay. And that she was mowing the lawn and a passing hawk dropped a snake onto her, and then the hawk was then seemingly did not do that on purpose. He needed to come back and get his snake, which was on her. So she was being attacked by both a snake and a hawk at the same time.
Yeah, snake curled itself around her arm
and was biting her face, right?
Yeah, the hawk is like, "Hey, give me that. That's my snake."
What kind of snake? Poisonous? No,
they did monitor her because they weren't sure, if I remember the story correctly. But I don't think it was poisonous.
Yeah, that's insane. So, like, when we ever like talk about the odds of being hit by a meteor, this is less than that. This is like two, because this is like two. Like, a snake fell on you from the sky, out in the open, like you're not even under a tree or something.
A little bit like the frog that fell on my wife.
Except for your wife,
she thought it was a snake.
Yeah. But your wife was right there next to a structure. Like, okay, that like, even her thinking it was a snake, it made sense. But if you're just like, out in the middle
being
of
very generous.
I mean, if you're out in the middle of a cul-de-sac, just standing there and a snake falls from the sky onto you, that's more puzzling than,
Yeah, that's like, you know what? If this had happened 200 years ago, the story of this would spread. It eventually would be
witches would be murdered.
God.
Yeah, witches
would burn.
Yeah,
the town would be purged. It just sounds so crazy.
Yeah, it wouldn't make sense.
Just this, like Tyson said, just the snake being dropped on you is very notable. But then to have the hawk come back, and peck at you and scratch you with its talons.
That's mine. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Finders keepers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So she has the snake flu and the bird flu.
One other snake note, that there was a new species of snake that was discovered in Peru in the Andes Mountains.
Is it a variation of a different species? Because I hate these species
That's always
stories
boring,
where it's just like, it actually has a slighter color of brown on its tip of its tail.
It's described as a type of slender snake that's 16 inches long. But the snake is named after a famous celebrity who played a character who hated snakes. As this species is called the Tachymonoidus harrisonfordi.
That
from
is
Raiders of the Lost Ark. Is that
yes? And yes, from the Dial of Destiny.
I thought it was going to be the Samuel Jackson.
Oh, that would have been good.
From Snakes on a Plane.
Yes.
That's kind of what I thought too.
Yeah.
I totally forgot about Indiana Jones.
Well, now we know about how old the person who named the snake is.
Yeah.
Older than us, even, because
Older
we
than
all
us.
went to Snakes in a Plane.
Yes,
And,
I went to go see the new Indiana Jones movie. I liked it.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, like, if you were like named for a famous person who hated snakes,
Mm-hmm.
who are you saying? Without having any other.
I think I probably would have started with Indiana Jones.
You would have? Your head would have gone there to the Indiana Jones snake scene?
He just saw the movie, so it's
I just
probably
saw
in
the
his
movie.
head.
It's very top of
Wait,
mind for me.
You just saw Raiders of the Lost Ark?
I just saw. Well, I watched all of them this summer.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Yes.
No wonder. No wonder.
So
Okay.
I'm very, very on top of all things Indiana Jones.
I've never even seen snakes on a plane, and I went to Samuel
I don't think
Jackson.
I did see snakes on a plane.
Is it time to watch Snakes on a Plane?
Together
in the back of a Waymo on our way home from a national park?
Yeah. Why not? Might have to do it. Okay.
Sign me up.
Okay. All right. So then let's check in with we're talking about exhibitionists in the Waymo, but there are people that go to the nude beach that have some issues, and that is with people showing up at the nude beach with clothes on. And the nudists in Spain want to do something about it. The Naturist-Nudist Federation of Catalonia, they've sent a letter to officials asking them to address the discrimination that nudists are facing on the beaches.
Now, they're mad because the people are keeping their clothes on. They're mad because they feel like people who come with clothes on are just voyeurs. I mean,
are judging them.
Yeah, they're judging them. Yes. They said before people would arrive at a nude beach and they either leave or strip, but now they stay and they keep their swimsuit on. And they don't realize that there are a lot of them, and they're making us uncomfortable. It's a lack of respect.
This is like going to a sauna in Europe.
Yes. Why? What's it like in going to a sauna in Europe?
So when I lived in Austria, back to Austria, the gym had a guy's changing room and a girl's changing room, but there was a room in between the two changing rooms that had saunas and jacuzzis, and it was just full naked, whatever.
Yeah.
Both men and women. So you just go into the sauna. But if you're American and you enter somewhere like that, they're wearing their swimsuits most of the time. And even on trips, I'd been to saunas where I wear a towel, but I don't wear anything under it. And then I kind of cover up a little bit. So it looks like I'm cool with the European vibe of just letting it all out. And so that they can't spot me as an American. But American friends would definitely wear swimsuits to those places.
And
you're saying this beach too?
Them?
This beach too is like that, where no, they wouldn't chastise them, but they would definitely be like, oh, look at the guy with the swimsuit on.
Loser.
Yeah. So yeah, I get it. I mean, you don't want to be the only naked person there. And you also you're seeing mine. Why don't I get to see yours? There's probably some of that in there too. And yeah, it's go to all of the beaches that aren't nude. If you
tables have turned,
Yeah.
Now it's
one person from the nude beach says, we've lost a bit of civility. There are nudists who have stopped going to some beaches because they're too crowded and there are too many people wearing swimsuits. They feel uncomfortable.
They wanted to be accepted, and now they're accepted, and people are showing up at their beach that don't care that they're nude, and now they're upset. It would be better if people didn't like the naked people, then they'd stay away from the beach. I mean, I went to a nude beach in Hawaii accidentally.
Okay.
And there was nobody else there.
On the Big Island?
I think it was Maui.
We went to one on the Big Island, and we also were I think we were unaware that it was nude, but
they had it to themselves, is what I'm saying. Because if it's not an accepted practice, then people will be like, oh, yeah, don't go over there. That's where the nudes are. What's happened in Spain is that it's now so accepted that people are like, yeah, that's cool. Let's go to the nude beach. The other one's totally crowded.
Yeah. And we'll just take a Waymo there so we don't get our sweaty butts on our own cars.
So I don't know. Maybe it's too much of a good thing. Maybe they would prefer if people didn't like nudity as much in Spain. Because then they could have the beach to themselves, just hang dong all day and keep all the prudes away.
Yeah. So Danny, you're saying that the regular beaches are so crowded, people are just like, well, just go to the nude beach.
Yeah, exactly.
Interesting.
20 years ago, you wouldn't have gone there because it's like, no, I'm a respectable person. I don't go to that beach. And it's like, nudity's fine.
Yeah. Okay. People are saying we do it for the feeling of freedom. There's no comparison between swimming in the nude and in swimwear. You're more free, calm, and relaxed. You don't want to be too relaxed.
No, not while swimming, because swimming is an act of survival. If you relax, you'll die.
All right. So we'll see if I feel like they should be able to do something for the nudists, right? Can they get like a fence or something?
That feels wrong.
No,
they just everyone has to accept how everybody else wants to go and live their life at the beach.
But they can't have a strip of the beach where they can strip.
They have any. It sounds like they can go to any beach they want and strip, and people will be totally fine with it.
I think they just all want to be together naked.
Well, then they got a plan.
Go to Caligula.
Start a Facebook group.
What if they just don't tell people the normies where the nude beach is going to be?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You just show up to the nude. Because if you show up and be nude, you're definitely going to drive people who weren't expecting nudity to move out a little bit.
So go to the most conservative areas in Spain and set up your nude beaches there. Then you'll get some space.
Yeah. Okay. Well, here's a story about a man who allegedly was didn't have to worry about any nudists because that he was supposedly the only person on board a cruise ship and chronicled his adventure on TikTok. Are we buying this or no?
He was
that plane one.
It's tired. You think it's tired?
Well, yeah, and also it just seems a little suspect. But
was the plane one sus? Did that not?
No, that one was
happened.
legit. Lots of people dug into that, but maybe the guy who's doing this story is like, dude, I saw how much attention that guy got.
Yeah, but I do think that with the plane one, that like I think it makes sense that like they have to park the plane, like they need to bring the flight attendants home, right?
Yeah.
Like the plane needs to get back to where the plane is supposed to be. I could see that scenario. This is the story of a guy, and this was on TikTok. He had over 3 million views on this, and he appeared to be on a cruise ship that was by himself.
Yeah, that seems insane.
Claiming he was probably the only guest on board.
I mean,
there's something going on here.
If we could go back in time, I'd definitely go on that cruise because that sounds awesome.
Sounds pretty good.
Is he
during COVID?
Yeah, or is he an employee and they're
what
transferring it from one place to the other before they fill it up, and he's just pretending like he's a passenger?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Is he's like walking around before like anybody gets on and being like, I'm here by myself. This is crazy. So
yeah. He said he doesn't know how this happened exactly. It's truly insane, and it's been amazing.
Yeah, that does sound amazing. And
it sounds impossible. I don't think any cruise ship. How could they make money? I mean,
just cancel.
Yeah, there's no way they would do that. They're like, nobody signed up for this cruise. Well, this one man
gotta run it.
Gotta go.
Gotta do this.
We gotta run it.
Our reputation. There's just no way.
We don't want this
something
one
else
man.
going on.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay. All right. And then it sounds like officially this week that the Elon Musk, Mark Zuckerberg fight is officially off, Danny.
I saw that, but then I also saw Elon say that he was willing to discuss a date now.
Elon does love talking about things.
Yeah.
Right. So I would take whatever Elon says with a
flush it down the toilet.
Grain of salt.
Yeah. So Zuck called him out, said, I met with Dana. I talked to Dana White. We have a venue. We have everything in place to do it. I've given a list of dates, and Elon refuses to respond. I'm done. I'm out. I'm going to fight someone who takes this sport seriously, which I didn't know that these guys were taking this sport seriously, firstly.
Yeah.
Then Elon, after that, did tweet and be like, you're wrong. It's on.
See, that's classic Elon.
Yeah.
Zuckerberg is being totally Zuck, super intense.
Yeah.
He's just, now I'm thinking if I was to bet Zuck might just want it so bad that he'd probably lift up Elon over his head.
Zuck is definitely crushing Elon. There is not a world where
he really wants it.
Elon-
He's so hungry for it. He just wants to get in that ring and beat up Elon Musk.
Yeah. He put out a statement on Threads, or maybe he just wants people to look at Threads again. He says, I think we can all agree Elon isn't serious and it's time to move on. I offered a real date. Dana White offered to make this a legit competition for charity. Elon won't confirm a date. Then says he needs surgery and now asks to do a practice round in my backyard instead. If Elon ever gets serious about a real date and official event, he knows how to reach me. Otherwise, time to move on. I'm going to focus on competing with people who take the sport seriously, or maybe focus on fixing your apps
and everything else. Yeah. So Elon did respond to that. On
of course
Twitter.
he did, because that's his favorite thing to do is to respond.
Yeah. And he said that it's on, to do. But Elon, I mean, Zuck is looking shredded. Like, to be real, like, he's put in some time. This is a passion of his, and Elon is just a big, gigantic,
the walrus.
fool.
That's what he said. He was going to do the walrus move. That was the move that was going to take Zuckerberg down.
He's just going to lay down on top of him.
Yep.
Okay, so we'll see if we have any updates eventually.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, stay tuned for that.
Stay tuned for that. Okay. Danny, are you ready to take us to your world famous bolt hole this week?
I am ready.
Okay, here we go. Take it away, Danny Bryson.
Welcome to my bolt hole. I think you're gonna like it. I think you're gonna feel you belong.
Okay.
I love that song. So nice,
song.
Tyson.
It's a great song.
Yeah, remember when I surprised you with that?
Was that like an early birthday present?
I don't remember when it was.
You should have revealed it on my birthday.
I don't think I could wait that long. It was too exciting.
Too exciting.
I was like, I gotta tell him right now.
Lawsuit, not Hint of Lime. This is a lawsuit out of Australia where Hint of Lime does not operate. And not involving a fast food restaurant, surprisingly enough. This is like a legit lawsuit against Dell. Dell Computers. They've been slapped with a $10 million fine for making false and misleading representation on its website about discount prices for add-on computer monitors. And the reason I thought this was remarkable was because isn't that what they always do? Isn't sales prices sometimes? I feel like the point of a sales price is that you mark it up, right? Is it this common practice? Maybe someone who works in the world of sales can tell me this. You mark up your product and then you pretend like you discount it to the price that you wanted anyway to get the margins you wanted. Isn't that like how everything is done in business?
Yeah, I mean, I think that every time like you go on Amazon and they say like, oh, this is 40% off, like you could use like the price trackers to see like, oh no, it's just like raise the prices.
I feel like oftentimes I'll look up a sales price and be like, oh, well, it's actually been lower than this at times other than just now. Just, oh, they need to move it. This is a fancy way to use words rather than actual discounts to hopefully sell some products. So, I mean, it sounds like a bunch of people, they sold thousands of monitors this way. So like Tyson, a bunch of people will be getting a check for probably like $25.
Wow.
Yes.
That it'll be like a nice
dude, you got a Dell check.
Yeah.
An Adele check. I never cashed that one.
Cashed it?
Apple. Yeah, it's $33 down the tube.
Yeah. What happens there, with that money? They always have to keep that money aside to give to the person in case they cash the check. At what point can they say this check will not be cashed?
No, that's the thing. The check expires in 90 days.
Oh, is that what it says?
Yeah.
But then who gets all the money? Dell?
I don't know.
They get
that's a good question. It just goes right back to them.
Yeah, they get it back.
But they're calling it
or the lawyers get it.
They're calling it a tricky method. And I just thought this was the method in a lot of cases to making people feel like they got a sweet deal.
Yeah.
A sweet Dell.
They got a sweet Dell. I mean, that's just how
Read
it
the
goes.
fine print. You
got
a Dell, not a deal.
You got to do endless research
Endless
to make sure
research.
you're actually getting a deal on something. And if you feel like you're getting a deal, and if it's too good to be true, it probably is.
Probably have to crawl through a tiny door and
Because
past an alligator to get a big screen TV.
The price of something, which we never really know, like what is the actual price of an iPhone? I think you can look it up, but it's definitely not $1,100.
Yeah, for how much it costs to manufacture an iPhone.
To manufacture, yeah.
Yeah, it's like $17.
Yeah, the price is just whatever the person who makes it thinks they can get away with.
Yeah, it's supply and demand.
I mean, it's like I don't see how Dell is any different than anyone else selling something.
Yeah,
deceptive practices. I would love it if everyone would post. I mean, this would be great. It wouldn't work out for the businesses, but if we could just see the actual cost of everything, I'd be like, I've probably spent $1 million in markups for Mountain Dew. Because there's no way that yellow coloring, sugar, and water can be that expensive.
Yeah, that would be like impossible. I bet like the Mountain Dew that you drank probably costs like
pennies.
A penny.
Yeah, exactly. That's why they can build a Mountain Dew headquarters in Tennessee. They've got all that sweet Mountain Dew money, and they don't know what to do with it.
What do they do at the Mountain Dew headquarters?
Oh, I think we talked about this, that they had a big Mountain Dew. Everything's just branded Mountain Dew, side-by-sides. I thought it was an adventure center. Didn't we talk about this? Or is this something that I created in my head?
Yeah.
While laying
they have a corporate campus in Purchase, New York.
Oh, I thought they had an adventure park.
Let's see.
Can you imagine how hyped everybody is at Mountain Dew's headquarters all the time?
Yeah.
Just
they opened the outpost in the Tennessee mountains.
Yeah.
Okay, there it is. The outpost. I mean, it's because they got sweet money because of all the markups. Nobody's suing Mountain Dew when they tell you you're getting a deal because they're going to sell you a 12-pack for 30 cents less. So anyway, look, if you think you're getting a deal, you're not. They're still making money because that's how business works.
Yeah. I mean, look, they got to do something. Nobody else was buying a Dell.
Yeah, I haven't heard about Dell computers for quite some time.
Dude, I haven't heard about them forever.
Probably they only sell in Australia. Kind of like when I hadn't heard of Buick forever, and then I went to China and everyone was driving a Buick.
Oh, really?
Oh, this is where they went.
Wow.
Yeah, it was interesting.
Yeah. Okay, so, I mean, good for Buick, and so bad for Dell.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
Now no one in Australia is going to buy them. Where will they go next?
Austria, maybe.
Austria. Listen, Danny, what are your top 10 Windows computers manufacturers?
Hewlett Packard.
Also known as HP.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is that it?
Dell makes some. Gateway, is that still a brand?
Yeah, they give you a box that looked like a cow.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Who else is there?
I feel like it was like a Pacific
This
something.
is like a trip down memory lane.
Lenovo.
Lenovo.
I think they make a thing.
Yeah.
Acer
and Asus.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, we're doing great.
Yeah.
So, and Dell deserves to be there, probably.
Honestly, what I had in my real bolt hole was the Hawk snake story.
Oh,
you guys covered
okay.
that. So this was the backup story.
You were all over that one.
I got a little thing about a woman dousing herself in Mountain Dew.
Oh,
yeah.
The real golden shower.
Yes, that got shared in our Facebook group.
Okay.
Shout out to the Facebook group. Yeah, I think she had committed a murder and resorted to Mountain Dew to try to wash off the incriminating evidence.
Did it work?
It's just like bleach.
Sounds like they caught her still.
Yeah, it sounds like they got her.
They followed the sticky footprints.
Yeah.
Back to wherever she was.
So according to documents, 35-year-old Nicole Max, she was charged with first-degree murder.
Story's less funny.
Yes. Then the victim, I'm not sure what her relationship was, but that she then after the day of the murder, she used Mountain Dew to try to get
So
the DNA
Yeah,
off
so in
of
all
herself.
movies, after a person commits a crime, they pour Mountain Dew over the gun, and then like they cover up their footsteps. They walk out of the
Yeah.
I
building.
thought that was bleach in the movies usually.
No,
We don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe it's Mountain Dew that they use in the films, but it's in real life, it would be bleach. But the film is like, let's play it safe. We don't want to damage anybody or anything. Let's use Mountain Dew. We know it has yellow 5 in it, but other than that, it's pretty harmless. And so maybe she's like a Teamster or something. And she's like, they always use Mountain Dew to cover these things up.
Yeah.
Yellow 5 is known for destroying everything.
Yeah.
DNA.
This person was her roommate, which was odd. He was 79 years old and she was 35. And then it sounds like that this woman had led an interesting life. She told the police officers that the victim's bedroom was upstairs and she never goes up there except when she feeds her spiders.
Tie in to an earlier story.
Yeah.
Feeding the spiders. That's like something if someone told me they had to go do, I would be like, you know what? I'll call you.
What are the chances you have a roommate when you're 79 years old?
Things have gone horribly wrong.
Yes.
If I have a roommate, unless it's you, Tyson.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can be roommates.
Would we live in a giant house together, or would we?
Oh, dude, we would live in the 79-year-old's equivalent of a hype house.
Okay. Yes, I like it. We'd be wearing our hats backwards and stuff.
We'd be wearing huge hats backwards.
Okay. Yes.
And we'd be making tons of noise. Feeding
the giant
spiders.
hats, Danny.
The giant hats backwards. Oh, it's such a good time. Rob, you can join us at the old person's hype house.
Yeah, I'm excited for that. So where the Mountain Dew comes in, the police offered her a drink, and she was provided a diet Mountain Dew, and she poured the soda all over her body and hair. And the police are saying that was in an attempt to interfere with possible evidence on her body.
I thought you were going to say that she then pretended like she spilled it. Like they're like, "Have you ever seen this knife before?" She's like, "Oh, I'm so sorry. I spilled my Mountain Dew all over that
all
knife.
over myself."
Or just grab it and be like, "This knife? I've never seen this." And they're like, "You just have, how do we know it's prints are?"
If I go to interview someone, if I'm a police officer,
yes,
and I hand them a drink and they instantly dump the drink on themselves, something's off. Just arrest them and then find something later because something's going on.
I don't know if that's how it really works, though, Danny. I don't know if you can.
In my world, Tyson of a police investigation, that would just be like a default arrest right there.
Okay, automatic.
Yep, like all right. Will you put these handcuffs on?
Straight to Guantanamo.
I don't want to touch you.
All right, there you go, Danny. What's coming up for you this week?
Well, I just went on an adventure with to Rocky Mountain National Park, so I'll be plugging away at that and hopefully get that ready for next week on YouTube. So yeah,
okay,
excited for you.
All right, keep an eye out for that. And Tyson, I know you're headed to Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh
going on?
Whoop whoop. Maybe. I do have something exciting in 2 weeks. Not this weekend is very exciting with Pittsburgh. Next weekend, top secret exciting.
Do you have nervous diarrhea? Because you're really competing in Pittsburgh.
I really am. How did you know that?
Because you told us last week. So
Yeah,
are you getting those competitive diarrhea things going on?
I don't think I will. Maybe I'll have to pee before, but I'm playing at like the level I should be playing at probably. And I'm playing with an older gentleman that works at Gamma and we're just doing it for fun. And I have so no aspirations, but maybe we will crush. I still want to crush, but if not, then that's okay. Yeah.
All right.
Is that, I mean,
that's good. That's the best way to compete right there. Casual competing.
I guess it's not my killer instinct that I used to have, but with the age, everything fades.
Well, and you'll have more fun.
Yeah, that's true. That's the thing.
That's what it's all about.
Rob, what do you got going on? You got all these shows.
Just trying to survive the heat and the humidity over here. Tyson's not going to feel sorry for me. But
and poisonous snakes.
Yeah, pretty gross over here.
Yeah.
Then otherwise, just podcasting away. Big Brother, Claim to Fame, you name it. That's all happening.
Okay, well, sounds like those are the two biggest shows on TV right now. So
pretty big. Those are two of the biggest. So we got all that going on and much more. RobIsAWebsite.com. Thank you so much for joining us. Take care, everybody. Have a good one. Bye.
We did it, guys.